Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Adija with Burn Chic. If you're not part of the community, please subscribe. And if you like what you hear, like and share the video with your community. Thank you for being here today. So today I'm going to be talking about fragrances from the standpoint of healing. Fragrances have been a very healing part of my life in the past year. And my life has been through a lot of upheavals, right? And fragrances has been one thing that I have leaned into. I always say perfumes is something that gives me joy with very little effort. So in my collection, there are fragrances that I come to for different reasons, and I'm going to share the different reasons that I come to different fragrances for. There are some that are very low effort for me, and there are some that evoke some scent memories. But here are some fragrances from my collection that have been very healing in the past 2 years, okay? I am going to start first with La Danza della Libellule by Nobile 1942. This is the OG, so this is the Eau de Parfum, and this is the Extrait de Parfum. This fragrance is a fragrance that I used to wear to the hospital when my husband was sick. I wore this to the hospital almost every day that I went there. And it's just a crisp apple with cinnamon and vanilla. It's very comforting, very easy to smell. The sillage is not very huge because I did not want to offend anybody in the hospital. So I would wear something that not a lot of people would smell me, but that I still felt like I smelled nice and clean and good. So this was what I wore during that time. And like when I was just having a hard day, it was easy to wrap myself around any sweater or any blanket that I had with me that day and just inhale myself and not feel like the fumes of it were overwhelming. This was very calming for me. I was running out of this and I thought I should replace this, and I ended up getting the Extrait de Parfum. I love the Extrait de Parfum a little bit more than I like the Eau de Parfum because this one has more vanilla, so it's a little sweeter. So it just gives me more comfort, it gives me more calmness. I kind of feel like I am home when I wear that, to be honest. I went through a very difficult season in my life with this perfume. This perfume doesn't evoke sadness the way you would think. It actually is a moment in my life where I was able to see how far God has brought me in the right? So when I wear this perfume, yes, I wore it in a difficult time in my life, but I also wore it in a time when I've been able to look back and be like, wow, I came out of all that. So this has been very comforting to me in the past 2 years. This is my most worn fragrance in the last 2 years because I wear it a lot. Even after he came back home, whenever I'm having a rough day, I always turn back to this. And so La Danza delle Libellule, the Eau de Parfum, and the Extrait de Parfum have been very healing for me. The second fragrance that has been a source of healing for me is Indol Tihota. Indol Tihota is a fragrance that has been my bedtime fragrance for at least 5 years. I wore this to bed. It's just a plain sweet vanilla, and it's just very comforting. It's very calming when I've had a rough day or when my life is just normal. You always want to go to bed and feel like you're turning down the volume and you're settling in, and this literally helps me turn down the volume and just go to sleep. This has been my bedtime love for about 5 years. I've changed my bedtime routine. I started using body oils for bedtime, but this has been my constant for a very long time. And sometimes I just go back to her because it's a place of comfort. I'm used to it. You know what I'm saying? So when I want a familiar, I go back to Indol Tihota. It's a plain vanilla. I think it has vanilla and musk. So it's just very close to the skin, very comforting, and I go back to her a lot. The third fragrance that I think is very healing for me was my summer fragrance for 2025. I wore this a lot last summer because before last summer, I really was a hermit. I stayed at home the whole year before. I didn't leave my house, but the few times that I went out last summer, I wore this fragrance, and so it reminded me of my being on the other side, right? This is what I wear. It's just a joyful fragrance. This is Juice Box's Carioca Heart. This is a mango pineapple that has some rum in the base. It's just a joyful fragrance. It's one of those where you cannot not like it. You know what I'm saying? I know that this was the summer of 2024 fragrance, but in the summer of 2024, I was in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Like in the summer of 2024, I was in the trenches of life. So summer 2025 was when I was like stepping my foot out and trying to see whether I could get out of my own head, get out of my dark place, and just start living again. And so this is like, it healed me in the sense that it was such a joyful fragrance. It was so easy for me to reach. It actually inspired some of my days out. It inspired some of the outfits that I wore because it's such a joyful fragrance. If you want to match your fragrance with your look, when I think of wearing this, I want to wear bright colors. I want to just be happy. I want to do things that bring me joy. So when I wore this, it just inspired me to be more joyful, right? Be more joyful. So yes, this was my summer of 2025. The next fragrance for me is a fragrance that it healed the child in me. So the first time I smelled this fragrance, I quite literally had to sit there because it took me back to my childhood, to a place where my grandmother was still alive, my late sister was still alive. A lot of people that I have lost were still here. And fortunately for me, the memories that came with joyful times were summer spent at my grandmother's house in the village. And the fragrance is Tuesday by Ariel Shoshana. I had gone to the Ariel Shoshana store for a presentation with another perfumer, and at the end of the presentation, I was just smelling things around the store. And when I smelled this, I literally had a visceral reaction because it just brought back so many memories to me. I literally had to sit down, and she was so kind as to sign the fragrance for me. Ariel Shoshana signed this for me because of like just what I explained to her about the fragrance. It affected me in such a visceral way. I could not, I had to buy it on the spot. This has guava in it, it has mint tea, it has some eucalyptus. So let me explain something to you guys. My grandmother's house in the village was surrounded by guava trees. And in my father's village, they have a lot of eucalyptus trees. So this quite literally reminded me of summer vacations at my grandmother's house. Just, life was easier, life was fun. All of my relatives that I love were still here with me. And so that, it took me back to that place. And fortunately for me, it didn't take me to a sad memory. It took me to a very joyful place. So it took me to my inner child that was joyful, that was innocent, that still had dreams and hopes that had not been tainted by life. So this is what this reminded me of. Such a beautiful fragrance. I still wear this on the days when I feel like I want to remember those people. Like this whole month, I've been wearing this a lot because I lost my sister in January. So I've been wearing this fragrance quite a lot this month, just, in remembrance. So this is Tuesday by Ariel Shoshana. It has healed the inner child in me. I haven't had this one for long, but something about this fragrance really heals me. This is Séductive Cédra by Lady Kid Imaginaire. Now, honestly, it has the name seductive, and it does, to me, doesn't give sexy. To be honest, it doesn't give sexy, and that is not a bad thing. This to me is like, you know how when a child is crying and they run to their mom and their mom hugs them and it's like, it's okay, it's going to be okay. That's how I feel this fragrance does for me. It literally tells me it's going to be okay. It tells me, don't worry, I know that you feel like life is confusing right now. This quite literally is giving me the feeling of, it's going to be okay. Don't worry too much. Don't cry too much. It's going to be okay. I don't know how it's going to be okay. I don't know when it's going to be okay, but it's going to be okay. That is what this is giving me. So this has, it's like a lemon gourmand with some milky notes to it. And it's like you have a lemonade and warm milk put together. And I feel like it's both things that you give a child when a child is having a rough day, a child is crying, you give them some lemonade, or the child goes out playing and you give them lemonade, or you give them milk, because it's very soothing. And to me, those two soothing things put together is what I get from this fragrance. And it's just almost like my mom telling me it's going to be okay. And when I told you guys that in Dolce Hotel I had changed my routine a little bit for the bedtime, this has been one of the things that I've been wearing to bed lately too a lot, because it just makes me feel like it's going to be okay. It's like, I don't know how we're going to make it okay, but it's going to be okay. And so these are some fragrances that really heal me. I want to inspire you to not only look at fragrances for the scent profile. Fragrances can touch your soul. It could evoke a scent memory. It could evoke a feeling. It could evoke evoke a thought, but allow yourself to feel whatever feeling a certain scent profile brings to you. And if it brings you joy, wear it and wear it often. You know what I'm saying? If it brings great memories for you, wear it and wear it often. But let your mind embrace whatever the scent profile is bringing for you. And I hope you find a scent that hits. Thank you for watching this. Share with your community, and I'll see you guys on the next video.